Plaintiff Jovan Grady met the defendant online, and they fell in love quickly. Jovan claims he was living with the defendant when he went to Brazil and admittedly cheated on her. But then she went on a trip to Mexico and cheated on him with a wannabe rapper. Jovan suing his ex for an unpaid loan. Defendant Maritza Taylor admits that she cheated on Jovan while in Mexico, but says it was purely revenge because Jovan broke her heart. Maritza admits to borrowing money from Jovan, but insists he erased the debt after she co-signed on a loan for him.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Sir, you're suing your ex-girlfriend for $2,500 for an unpaid loan?
Correct.
All right. Tell me what happened. That's the current girlfriend there? Wow. Dora wants to know? No wonder you keep a smile on your face. Where y'all live?
Yeah, we gotta move. Vegas.
So you want to move there, huh? Go ahead, sir.
Okay, well, I met Mathis Ivy Taylor in November of 2005 over MySpace. And let me tell you, we fell in love pretty quick. And we moved in February of the following year. Everything was pretty smooth up until April of 2007, till I took a trip to the Holy Land, which we all know as Brazil. And let me tell you, the rumors are true. What they say about Brazil.
The Holy Land for men who want to sin.
Exactly, Your Honor.
Well, I'm not really a bad guy. I'm not into that or anything like that. I just was the weaker man on that trip, and I let temptation take the best of me.
Rio de Janeiro, right?
Yes, Rio.
All my buddies have been inviting me to go there for years, and they say, just like you say, the most beautiful woman
If
in
you're
the
world.
world.
Don't go, please. Don't go.
I'm not going to go and torture myself.
Yeah.
So what? Go ahead.
I regret. So I came back like an idiot. I brought back some evidence and some photos. As I got out the shower, she found the photos and she decided to play a game of dodgeball with the utilities of the house, like the VCR, the PSP. She was just doing everything. She threw the TV and she started throwing fists. But you know, things got rough and it was a little rocky, but we got through that. We worked it out, we got through it, and you know, we fell back in love again. Later on that year, it was her birthday coming up, and I planned a trip for us to Australia, but instead she decided to go to Mexico and have fun. Now, while I was in Australia,
got caught up again.
No. This time it was her being spiteful. She cheated on me with a whack rapper.
Wasn't even a hit maker.
Yeah, he was just some wannabe guy, whatever. She did her thing.
How did you find out?
Well, I came home, came back. I was driving her car and I found a cell phone in her car. I didn't think nothing of it. I was kind of like, you know, holding off a little bit until her coworker, her boss, tricked me over her house. And I'm thinking at the time that she, you know, she wanted to party and hang out with my roommates. Little to find out, she wanted to party with me alone. I used that against her. She tricked me over there. I tricked her into telling me stuff about Ivy while I was out of town. And she told me a lot of stuff I couldn't handle.
Yeah, I got a lot of tricking going on.
Yeah. Well, prior to that, sir.
Go ahead.
Or prior to that trip, in order for her to go to Mexico, she needed to pay off an American Express balance.
And that's where the loans come in?
That's where the loans come in.
Let me allow her to give her end of the background. Go ahead, ma'am.
So far what he has said is true. He just got caught up. He wasn't too slick with it.
How about you? You weren't too slick either.
I covered my tracks pretty good.
Not if he knows about it.
Yeah, that was someone else who told him the story. But it was true what happened in Brazil. He did cheat on me.
Did you start dating a whack rapper?
It was just revenge, really. I was young, immature. I just wanted to get back at him because he really, you know, broke my heart. So I had a friend fly in for Magic, and he hit me up. So I went out with him, and that was it. Basically just to get revenge.
All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Tell me about the money you're suing her for.
Okay. At the time, I was up under a spell, which we call love. And,
yeah. I see how you got these fine women. Well, you smooth as they come. Go ahead.
So I loaned her $3,000 in order so she could have the time of her life in Mexico. At that time, I said, look, here go $3,000. Go ahead and pay me back $2,500. Keep $500 because it's your birthday.
Actually, he did lend me $3,000. $1,500 of it was a gift. The remainder.
No
He told you that?
No,
Yes.
I did not. No, I did not.
$1,500 was a gift, Your Honor. And then the remainder was to be paid back.
Objection, Your Honor. That's not true.
Hold on. The remainder was to be repaid how?
Yes, the remainder $1,500 was to be paid back.
Over what period of time?
There is no details, no.
I have complete details, sir.
Okay, you say it was $500 that you were giving as a gift, and she was to pay $2,500 back.
$2,500, correct.
All right. Any period of time?
November 1st of that year, she said that she was going to start paying me back. At the time with that, I was okay with it. She made a lot of money.
Did you pay him anything back?
Well, back in October, he needed to co-sign a car. His credit was not approved for the $22,000
That has
loan
nothing to do with this,
that he
sir.
could not get approved for or afford.
What does that have to do with the loan?
So he needed a co-signer. I have really good credit. I told him, you know what? You can't find anyone. I'll co-sign for you if you erase my debt. And that was the end of the deal.
Is that true?
That is not true.
Then I don't know what incentive I would have to co-sign a loan.
Why would I pay somebody to co-sign
I
for my
have good
car?
credit. I would not put myself in jeopardy, unless I
How long
find
had
a
you all
benefit.
been broken up by that time?
We were still together.
Oh, well, that's why. That's the incentive. Your man asked you to co-sign and you did
I
it.
have
She
good
co-signed
credit.
'cause she
Clearly,
loved me.
I'm not trying to jeopardize my
Ma'am,
credit
you
score.
suggested that there was no incentive, and I'm suggesting to you, if you all were still dating, that's the
it's
incentive.
not a
I want to
marriage,
co-sign because my man asked me to. My man has money. He runs off to Australia. He runs off to Rio de Janeiro. He has plenty of money, so I know it won't be any problem with me co-signing and him paying it off. $2,500 based on the fact that you gave her $500 of a $3,000 loan,
Yes.
and the other is a loan. How do I know who's telling the truth, whether it's $1,500 or $2,500?
I have Bank of America. It shows.
$3,000. She admits
3,000.
that she received $3,000. The only issue was how much she was to pay back.
Well,
But we asked the
15
witness.
here. Okay, this was
speak
the
out.
contract. This was the contract.
I don't
Let me
understand
see
why
your.
she's
Let me
here.
hear from your witness.
This is Chinda.
Come on, let me hear from your witness. State your name.
Chinda Kun, I'm current
right.
girlfriend of Javon Grady. As far as I'm concerned, through emails and phone calls, whatnot, she agreed to pay back $2,500 in
I'm not
payments,
sure what
installments,
emails that we
whatnot,
have.
Quiet, ma'am.
So
and installments. I believe there was a full $2,500 payment on February 1st of 2009,
Yes,
which she totally neglected.
Okay.
As far as anything else, that's
All right, sir. Do you have any of the emails that your witness is referring to? Where
No,
she
I
has agreed?
don't have any emails. I have two things. Yes, she did co-sign for the car for me, but we did get into a fight, and I said, "You have to start paying me in November." I gave her a lot of ways to even get out of the
Go
money.
ahead, get to the evidence that you have. It was $2,500.
I have my credit report showing that I made every bill on time, and I have her partying pictures, buying brand new designer clothes, having the time of her life as she was living with her family, paying no bills. She paid no bills, but she chose to spend money on other things.
Yeah, sir, but that still doesn't prove that of the $3,000 you gave her, only
Good
$500
selection.
was a gift.
She co-signed out of love. We were building each other credit. I have my
there
credit
was no
report.
love. There was no trust.
I have
relationship
my credit
from that
report right
year.
here,
I was
sir.
with him
It
out of
shows I made
desperation.
every payment on time. Now, in November, I made a lot of deals with her. I got so desperate at one point, I was like, if you could just give me $1,000, I
Exactly.
could
He
buy
was
this
desperate.
stock.
He was begging me, and I said the only way I'm going to co-sign for you if it's a win-win
This
situation.
was
you get the car and it erases my
around
debt.
2008.
That's enough. You have, it's your burden to prove by preponderance of evidence, and that is more likely than not that what you're saying is true. And you have a witness who says she observed conversation or text that said she would repay $2,500. and you have no witness, you tell me something that I find to be unreasonable. $2,500 for the plaintiff. I believe him and I believe his witness. Have a good day.